Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered, what on earth are they staring at? Maybe they bark at the corner of a room, chase after something invisible in the yard, or tilt their head like they're listening to a sound you can't hear. It almost feels like dogs live in another world. A world filled with sights and sounds hidden from us. And guess what? That's exactly true. See and hear things that we as humans will never be able to sense. Today, we're diving into 11 strange things only dogs can pick up on. By the end, you'll never look at your furry friend the same way again. First, let's talk about color. Many people think dogs only see in black and white. That's not true. Dogs actually see a limited range of colors. While we see the full rainbow, dogs mostly see shades of blue and yellow. So when you throw a bright red ball, it doesn't look red to them. It probably looks like a dull brown or dark gray. This means when you're buying toys, choosing blue or yellow will pop out more for your pup, while red and green might just blend into the background. But color isn't the only visual difference. Also see much better in the dark. Their eyes are designed with more light-sensitive cells, which lets them move around at night without bumping into things. That's why when you take your dog outside in the evening, they run around confidently, while you're fumbling with a flashlight. It's like they have built-in night vision goggles. Now here's something even stranger. Dogs can actually detect movements that are way too quick for us. Their eyes process images faster than ours. So while a light flickering on and off might look steady to you, your dog can notice the tiny changes. That's one reason why some dogs bark at TVs or ceiling fans. To them, the motion looks jumpy and strange, almost like a strobe light, while to us it looks smooth. Switch over to hearing. Dogs can hear sounds that are way above our range. While humans top out at about 20,000 Hz, can pick up sounds up to 65,000 Hz. That's more than 3 times higher than us. This means when you're sitting in silence, your dog might be hearing tiny animals moving in the grass outside, or even the faint buzz of an electronic device inside your home. Ever notice your dog suddenly lift their ears or tilt their head when nothing is happening? That's because something is happening, but only in their sound world. And here's something that always amazes me. Dogs can hear sounds from much farther away. In fact, they can pick up noises 4 times farther than we can. So when your dog starts barking before you even see a delivery truck pulling up, it's because they already heard it coming down the street. To them, living with a built-in security system. Speaking of security, let's talk about another thing dogs hear: emotions in our voices. You may not realize it, the way your tone shifts when you're happy, sad, or angry is very obvious to your dog. They don't just hear the words, they feel the emotion behind them. That's why your dog comes running when you use a cheerful voice, or shrinks back if you sound upset. They hear the music in our voices, not just the language. Now here's one that might give you chills. Dogs can hear sounds and frequencies that allow them to detect storms or natural disasters before we do. Some dogs get restless before thunderstorms, not because of the rain, but because they hear the low rumble of thunder long before we notice. There are even stories of dogs acting strange before earthquakes, as if they could hear or feel tiny vibrations in the earth that humans can't sense. Imagine living with that kind of superpower. It's no wonder dogs sometimes act like they know the future. But it doesn't stop there. Dogs also hear sounds inside our homes that we completely tune out. For example, the high-pitched beep of electronics, the hum of a refrigerator, or even the faint buzzing of a phone charger. These sounds are part of their daily environment, and sometimes they can be annoying or stressful for them even though we don't notice a thing. If your dog seems uneasy in certain rooms, it might not be about the space. It might be the sounds only they can hear. And let's not forget, dogs are experts at hearing other animals. While you might think the yard is quiet at night, your dog might be listening to mice, insects, or other creatures moving around. This can explain sudden barking in the middle of the night. To them, the world never truly sleeps. By now, you can probably see why dogs sometimes act so strange. They're not imagining things. They're simply living in a reality filled with colors, movements, and sounds that we don't have access to. Understanding this helps us become better owners. When your dog barks at nothing, it doesn't mean they're being silly. It means their senses are picking up something you can't. And we're only halfway through. In part 2, dive into even more strange things dogs see and hear. things that will make you appreciate your pup's hidden abilities even more. So don't go anywhere. Earlier we talked about how dogs see colors differently, notice fast movements, and hear things far beyond our range. But their super senses don't end there. Let's go even deeper into this hidden world. One of the strangest things dogs can detect is high-pitched frequencies like dog whistles. To us, dog whistle sounds like silence. Blow into it and nothing happens. At least, nothing you can hear. But to your dog it's loud and clear. That's why trainers use dog whistles for recall or commands. It's like sending a private message directly into your dog's ears. No one else in the world knows what was just said. Another hidden ability is how dogs can hear tiny changes in our breathing and heartbeat. Imagine this: you're nervous before a big presentation. You may look calm on the outside. Your dog can pick up on your faster breathing or subtle shifts in body sounds. This is part of the reason why so many dogs are used as emotional support animals, tuned into us in ways we can't even imagine. And speaking of being tuned in, some studies suggest that dogs can actually hear when machines or gadgets are malfunctioning. For example, they may react to a broken pipe, a squeaky fan, electrical issues inside the walls. To them, those faint noises are impossible to ignore. So if your dog stares at the air conditioner or growls at a buzzing outlet, don't laugh it off. They might be picking up on something real. Here's a truly fascinating one. Dogs can hear the calls of wildlife that we can't. Coyotes, bats, certain birds use frequencies outside of our hearing range. Your dog may freeze, tilt their head, or start howling at something you didn't even know was there. In many cases, dogs howl to match high-pitched calls. To them, a form of long-distance communication. Imagine being able to pick up a secret chorus of wildlife every night. That's the world your dog lives in. Sound isn't their only superpower. Remember how we talked about night vision earlier? Well, dogs also have an amazing ability to detect small flashes of light. Their eyes are more sensitive to tiny movements in dim lighting. So even a flashlight beam bouncing off a wall looks dramatic to them. This explains why some dogs get excited or even anxious when there are flashes, like fireworks, lightning, or reflections. Their eyes are simply more sensitive to quick, unpredictable light patterns. And let's not forget smell. Even though today we're focused mostly on sight and hearing, smell is deeply connected with both of those senses. For example, dogs might stare into what looks like nothing. But really they're pairing a faint sound with a smell in the air. It's like connecting puzzle pieces we don't even know exist. Here's another chilling one. Dogs can sometimes sense illnesses in humans, partly through sound. Your body changes because of sickness, your breathing, heartbeat, and even tiny movements are different. Dogs can pick up on those changes. This is why some dogs have been trained to alert people with diabetes, seizures, or heart conditions. They literally hear the difference before we feel it. Now think about thunderstorms again. Dogs don't just hear the thunder rumbling early. They may also hear the static crackling in the atmosphere before lightning strikes. That explains why some dogs hide under the bed long before you hear the first boom. They're experiencing the storm before it even arrives at your doorstep. One of the most mysterious things dogs can hear is silence itself. What do I mean by that? Dogs notice the absence of sound. When an environment suddenly becomes too quiet, they pick up on it right away. In the wild, sudden silence often meant danger, a predator nearby, or prey hiding. Even today, that instinct kicks in. If your dog suddenly goes on alert in a quiet room, it might be because they've noticed that shift in sound patterns, something our human ears just don't register. So let's put all of this together. Dogs live in a world where colors look different, movements are sharper, sounds travel farther, and hidden frequencies fill the air. They hear our hearts race, storms approach, and wildlife calling in the dark. It's no wonder they sometimes seem magical, or even a little spooky. But instead of brushing it off, we should celebrate it. These strange abilities are part of what makes dogs such loyal protectors and amazing companions. The next time your dog barks at nothing, pauses in the yard, or stares into the distance, remember this: they're not being weird. They're using senses we don't have. And that's something truly special. If you enjoyed learning about the secret world your dog lives in, make sure to give this video a like, drop a comment about your own dog's mysterious behavior, and of course, subscribe to K9pedia for more dog stories and psychology tips. because the more we understand our dogs, the closer we get to them. Isn't that what being a dog lover is all about?